Now, hair colour is always up to the painter, but I think a nice red-brown, like ruddy fur, is appropriate for a member of the Royal Scots, wouldn't you say? Hi everyone, welcome back to another painting guide. Today I'm going to be painting this Warlord Games 28mm British Line Infantry Centre Company model. It's a plastic figure, like you might find in the Waterloo starter box set. This channel is over 5 years old, and somehow I have not done a 28mm figure for the British at Waterloo. Or the other battles of the 100 Days campaign and later Peninsula. Anyway, what makes this different from sort of the Peninsular War uniform? It's mainly the shako. It's changed to the Belgic shako. This one's under a cover. It no longer has the stovepipe shako, which had a plume in the centre. Without the cover, it would have had a plume on the side. I have given the model a spray primer in 2 layers. First was Hyrax brown from the Colour Forge, and then I used some Citadel Wraithbone sprayed from sort of 45 degrees above. I'm seeing if having a bit of extra shadow there helps the effect of the speed paints that I'm going to be using. I went for brown rather than black for the underlayer, just because it's a bit warmer, just to see if it adds anything extra to the colours. It's been very hot here, and it's not been the best conditions for spray priming, so things unfortunately are a bit grainy on the surface because of the hot weather, but I think painting this up should work out just fine. We're mainly using speed paints today. We'll do some dry brushing over the top to highlight things as we go. I've got blinding light, and I'm going to tackle a lot of the straps that are on the model, and we've got some lace as well. Lace on the cuffs. Back of the model, there's a couple of big straps down the back. Can't really see them in the position that they are in this model, but there are some turnbacks in white, but they're covered by the cartridge box and the canvas back. First bit of dry brushing is with some Army Painter Fanatic matte white, going over the straps and lace across the torso, helps to highlight the edges. I did put some of the blinding light on the woolen tufts that are on the shoulders, and again giving them a highlight with the dry brushed white. Strap on the musket, same again, straps on the pack. Now you can be quite rough and ready with this bit of dry brushing because the white is going to help pick out all the raised surfaces all over the place, and that'll further enhance the effect of the speed paints on the rest of the model. For the red of the jacket, I'm using Speedpaint Blood Red. Fairly big old brush can do the sleeves. If you can see a bit of the coattails, you can pick them out. I'm swapping down from that sort of size 2 brush to a size 3.0 to work a bit of the blood red around the lace and the straps. It's not the end of the world if you get paint on those, because you can just get white out and fill in the base colour again. But with a bit of time and a bit of care, it stops you having to reapply paint later. So I'm dry brushing on some Legendary Red from the Fanatic range to add a highlight to the sleeves. I'm painting the facings now. So on British Infantry, that's the collar and cuffs. And this was a different colour depending on which regiment you are painting. I've got dark blue here, Cloudburst blue from the Speedpaint range. And that's because I'm painting 3rd Battalion Royal Scots, the 1st Regiment of Foot. I think the Saint-Jours website is always a good one to look up if you're interested in which units were involved in the Battle of Waterloo. And there's some good colour plates there which will tell you the facing colours. Speedpaint Peachy Flesh is going over the skin. Doing a skin highlight with some Fanatic ruby skin. I'm picking out the coat on top of the pack with some Gravelord grey. This is also going to be the colour for the trousers. So it's maybe another departure from the Peninsular War era, where overalls were white. Next colour in use is Grim Black. That's going to do that shackle cover I mentioned earlier. Also the backpack, just taking my time to avoid the straps. The cartridge box. A little bayonet sheath there. And boots and gaiters. The black and the grey gets a dry brush of Fanatic Ash Grey. Howling Sand is the colour for picking out this little canvas bag. Now, hair colour is always up to the painter, but I think a nice red brown like ruddy fur is appropriate for a member of the Royal Scots, wouldn't you say? This is Runic Grey, and I'm using that to pick out the blue-grey water bottle. There's a strap running around this in the middle. I'll try and avoid that. Dark wood is my colour choice for the wood of the Brown Bess musket. Also using the dark wood to pick out the strap for the water bottle. With polished silver, I'm taking care of the metalwork on the bayonet and any buttons on the model. Long last, the final colour to go on the model is Glittering Loot. It's a little plate on the cross straps and at the end of the bayonet sheath. So get this chap based up with some of his fellows and see how good they look en masse. It's the following day, and after basing with some Vallejo earth texture, some static grass and flower tufts, I've got half a battalion painted up and based. So 12 figures, including 4 flank company figures at either end. When they've got the covered shackle, you don't have the all white plumes of the grenadiers or all green plumes of the light company to differentiate them. But I suppose that makes the painting process that little bit easier. I think the Warlord figures, because they're nice and chunky, they lend themselves quite well to the Speedpaint and Drybrush approach. You've got nice deep folds sculpted into the trousers, and the positioning of the arms means that it's quite easy to drybrush the red on them, and you don't have to worry about getting it all over the other parts of the model. Can't quite believe it's taken me this long to actually paint some British line infantry for the 100 Days campaign. I think I've done them in 15mm, or certainly two of the Highland regiments on the channel. But actual line infantry has sort of passed me by until now. Hopefully it's a useful one. I think that a lot of viewers out there probably do collect British armies for the 100 Days campaign. And it occurred to me on a live stream recently that I hadn't actually done them. So I'm glad to have taken the opportunity to do something a little bit new for me. And who knows, it might inspire me to make up a force for the 100 Days campaign. I'm not sure if the sort of volume approach by adding the brown base coat with the zenithal Wraithbone over the top has made much of a difference. I think I need to play with it some more, see if I can refine it. Thanks to everyone that watches, especially my Patreon supporters who send me a little bit of money, which helps me fund my paint addiction. If you'd like to find out how you can support the channel, there's some links in the description. If you want to leave some comments about the process today or any other hints and tips, please leave them below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'll be back soon with another painting guide. Bye for now.